Hello friends, today in this video we are going to discuss about the sterilization, disinfection, sanitization, antisepsis and chemotherapy. We will discuss all of these processes and their differences. What are the differences among them? So all of this we will discuss in this video. Okay. So at first we have to remember that all of these processes are involved to kill or inhibit the growth of microorganisms, to kill the microorganisms or to inhibit their growth. Okay, so all of this process are involved in killing or inhibition of growth of microorganisms. Okay, so now let's discuss about the differences. So the first differences is between sterilization and disinfection. So what is sterilization? Sterilization is a total killing of microorganisms. That means it is an absolute killing process. So after sterilization process, there will be no microorganisms present. Okay. So this is the total killing or absolute killing process. And the disinfection, here the name suggests that it eliminates the infection. That means the infections causing microorganisms or pathogens. This disinfection or disinfectants eliminate the pathogens or the infection causing microorganisms. So they are partial killing process. It is a partial killing of microorganisms because they cannot eliminate the bacterial spore. But the sterilization process remove all the vegetative and the pathogenic microorganisms. That means they kill the bacteria or any other vegetative and pathogenic microorganisms, and also as well as they can kill bacterial spores. Okay, but disinfection or the disinfectants only kill the pathogenic microorganisms and the vegetative microorganisms, but they cannot kill or cannot eliminate the bacterial spores. Okay, so these are the basic difference between sterilization and disinfection. And now how we can perform this sterilization process? By physical way, that means by heating. By heating, that is the moist heat at 121 degrees Celsius. That means by autoclaving. By autoclave we can get a fully sterile element, or we can perform the sterilization by autoclave process. That is a heating process, moist heat process. Okay. And another way we can use the gas, that is the ethylene oxide gas. So by this and many other processes are there for full sterilization or absolute killing of microorganism process. And the disinfection can be done by heat sterilization under 100 degrees Celsius or at 100 degrees Celsius. And by chemical also we can disinfect elements. That are the phenol or phenolic like compounds like Lysol, Crezols. Okay, so these are, and also chlorine. So these are the chemicals which are used for disinfection process. Okay, so this is the main difference between sterilization and disinfection. One is the total killing process and another is the partial killing, which cannot kill the spores or bacterial spores. So next difference is between disinfection and sanitization. So disinfection or disinfectants can only be used on inanimate or non-living objects. They only can be used on inanimate object or non-living object. That means they cannot be used on human body surfaces or human tissue. They cannot be used because these disinfectants are harmful for human tissue. So that's why we cannot use it on human body. We can only use on inanimate object and or on the non-living objects. Example, toilets, floors. So for cleaning them we can use the disinfectants. Okay, and the sanitizers are also used on inanimate object or non-living object, but which are in contact with food products. That means they are also like disinfectants which cannot be used on inanimate objects or non-living objects. They only used on non-living objects or inanimate objects, but which are in contact with that floor or that thing is which are in contact with food products, or they should be commonly used surface. So in commonly used surfaces and also in the food product contacting regions, we can eliminate the microorganisms from them by sanitizer or by sanitization process. So in disinfection, it is a higher potential than sanitizer. It have higher potential than sanitizer because they have higher concentration of chemicals. So both are the chemical. This is a chemical, this is also a chemical, but here the concentration of chemical is higher. That's why its potential is high. But in sanitization, the potential is less than disinfectant because their concentration of the chemical is lower. Okay, and the main difference between them, that is it eliminates most of the microorganisms. That means they can kill all the eliminate the pathogenic microorganisms and as well as the vegetative microorganisms, but they can kill only some of the microorganisms. That means they can only inhibit the growth of pathogenic microorganisms or inhibit the growth of any microorganisms which are in contact with the food products or commonly used surfaces. That means they less the infections. That means from the food products or in any other contact with them. So if we use the sanitization process, then it will cause less harm to the human because their concentration is low, so they are less harmful to human tissues and they are harmful for human tissues. Okay, so this is the main basic difference between disinfection and sanitization. And next point is the disinfection and antisepsis. So what are the difference between disinfection and antisepsis? So disinfectants which are used only on non-living objects, which are already discussed here, and the antisepsis which are used on human tissue. Here is the main difference. They cannot be used on human tissue or human body surfaces, but antiseptics can be used on human tissue. Example, human wounds. So in human wounds or human body surfaces, we can use it to kill or inhibit the growth of any pathogenic microorganism or which can cause any infection. So we can inhibit or remove or eliminate the microorganisms from the wounds. Okay, so we can use like this. And the concentration of chemical is higher in disinfection and the concentration of chemical in antisepsis is lower. Okay, so the main examples are phenol and phenolic like compounds like lysols, and their examples are chlorhexidines or detols. So these are the main difference. And another thing is the disinfection, antisepsis and sanitization, we can make all these things, we can make this antisepsis and sanitization from these disinfectants, because by lowering the concentration of the chemical, same disinfectant or same chemical can be used as a antiseptics or as a sanitizer. Okay, by lowering the concentration of the disinfectant, we can use it as a sanitizer or as a antisepsis or antiseptics. Okay, so by higher concentration of chemical is present in disinfection, then the concentration, lower concentration is present in sanitizer, and also much lower concentration, lowest concentration is present in antisepsis. Okay, so these are the main differences between disinfection, antisepsis and sanitizer. And the last difference, that is between the antisepsis and chemotherapy. So we know that antisepsis or antiseptics which are used on the surface of the human body, but chemotherapy is used to kill microorganisms internally of the body. So they are used internally to body to kill or inhibit microorganisms. Like example, chloramphenicol, which is a synthetic antibiotic. So these are used to kill or inhibit the growth of microorganisms inside the body, but the antiseptics are used outside of the body surface, human body surface. Okay, so these are the main difference between sanitization, disinfection, sanitizer or first one is the sterilization, disinfection, sanitization, antisepsis and chemotherapy, and their differences between them. Okay, thank you for watching this video.